Alright, what is up? In today's video, I want to talk about why I think the pump shotgun is actually better than both the Chaos Reloader and the Twin Hammers. So, this might sound weird because the Chaos Reloader is the main new shotgun of this season, and it's actually very good. A green version does 143 body shot damage, with all the way up to a gold dealing 173 body shot damage, which is absolutely crazy for a shotgun. Even a green variant dealing 150 to the body is very good. However, you might be thinking, why would you ever want to use the pump over this? I'm gonna explain that. There's a few main issues that the Chaos Reloader has that make the pump, I think, significantly better. And that first main issue is the headshot damage. There's no point in going for headshots with this Chaos Reloader. You can take that as a benefit or a negative. It depends on how you take it. I personally take it as a negative because going for headshots is very good with shotguns. So comparing the damage, a gold pump does 202 to the head versus a gold Chaos Reloader only doing 175 to the head, so the Chaos Reloader has a very, very low headshot multiplier. It gets about 10 or 15 extra damage per headshot, so you basically just don't want to go for headshots at all with this weapon. Because if you go for headshots, you just get lower damage because you usually hit less pellets. And it's only like 10 extra damage anyways, so you don't want to go for headshots with this weapon. And that means if you're a precise player, the pump can actually hit harder than this weapon. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is the range on these weapons. Now, on base stats, the Chaos Reloader has a better range than the Iron Pump, because if two players stand out in the open, the Chaos Reloader will have a better range, because when a player's just standing out in the open, the Chaos Reloader having technically better range means that it's able to hit harder. However, the main problem with the Chaos Reloader's range actually comes when a player is at range and behind cover. So let's say a player is like 10 meters away and behind cover. If you have a Chaos Reloader, it has like a pretty wide pellet spread even when you're aimed down sights, so you're only maybe getting like 50 damage. But since the pump actually has a very, very tight pellet spread, even though the range, if they were standing out in the open, the damage wouldn't be as good. But since with such a tight pellet spread, you're actually able to hit most of your pellets, even if they're only showing a small amount of them. So in those kind of fights, if you're, say, like you're 5-10 meters away, the pump is going to hit much harder than the Chaos Reloader, just because of it having a tighter pellet spread. So it has a higher headshot multiplier and better range, and it also has a massively better fire rate. So the Chaos Reloader, its main function is that it reloads itself when you swap to another weapon, and at base, this takes 2 seconds to complete, so you can fire this gun for every 2 seconds. So you could shoot it once and swap to your spray weapon. If you don't finish the fight in 2 seconds, you could swap back. However, the pump only has a 1.25 second delay between shots. So in most practicality, you can shoot your pump 2 or 3 times during a fight when you can only shoot your Chaos Reloader like 1 time, making it so much stronger in a situation where if you go pump, SMG, and then pump to finish off the fight immediately, where they'd only be able to go like Chaos Reloader 1 time and then just try to finish the fight with their SMG, because the time to swap back to the Chaos Reloader is so high. And the Chaos Reloader is actually very, very similar to the Jawa Scatter Blaster from Galactic Battle, because they actually have about the same fire rate. The Jawa also reloaded in 2.2 seconds. So it's not like this gun is actually firing any faster than the Jawa. I mean, it's firing just a slight bit faster, but it's not like massively different than the Jawa. It's a 0.2 second difference, which can be effective, but not that much. And the last thing is the most annoying thing with this weapon is that its auto reload doesn't always work. The auto reload, I'm pretty sure this is a bug, but when you sprint right after you hit a player with this shotgun and swap away immediately, then the gun will not auto reload itself and you'll have to actually swap back to it. So this, it actually happens more with a gold one than it seems to happen with others. So I don't know if this is actually true, but it feels like that. It feels like it hits like those that bug more when you have a gold one than if you have other variants. However, though, if you're fighting this shotgun as a pump and they just hit you square in the chest, if someone hits you square in the chest with the Chaos Reloader, there's 150 free damage. But if you hit someone square in the chest with their pump, you're only doing like 90 damage. If let's say they're both in green rarity. So if you're only hitting body shots, I mean, yeah, the Chaos Reloader has more consistent damage, but the pump's a more consistent shotgun all around, if you get what I mean. Like, for that one shot, the Chaos Reloader has that more consistent damage, but the pump is, like, more consistent all around. You can fire it more times in a fight. It's better for players behind cover. And yeah, that's why I think the pump shotgun is significantly better than the Chaos Reloader, even though the Chaos Reloader hits hard. So yeah, drop in the comments whether you'll actually be using the pump after watching this video, or if you're still gonna prefer the Chaos Reloader. As always, they're both fine. I just think the pump is better. See you in the next video. Remember to like and subscribe.